human body can move in many ways. When those movements are choreographed and coordinated, it becomes an art form. This week, 3 masters of body movement show us the art of their disciplines and the passion it takes to excel. Hear their stories next. On the move, changing perceptions, pushing limits. Today's Africa is not framed by the past. A new generation is stepping up, embracing tradition while blazing a new path. Giving voice to unique style, connected in ways others before were not. This is where the urban pulse meets creativity and a new culture thrives. This is African Voices. Poised, purposeful, and always on point.
I never really trusted myself enough, but right now I know it's all up to me, so I'm really going for it.
Determined to succeed, this young lady appears to have the world at her dancing feet.
I'm Emily, I'm 24 years old, and I'm a ballerina from Mauritius.
This beautiful island nation isn't known for producing international ballet stars, but Emily Shan has been on a path to change that from a young age.
I started dancing at the age of 6. I didn't even know I was going to a class when I first started. My mom just took me there. I was in casual clothing because I didn't have the uniform yet. I was good at listening and doing what I was told to do for some reason. I was very shy, so it worked well for me. I loved it, but it was like low-key loving. I kept it to myself. I really just enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go home and really talk to it about my parents. It would be my own kind of enjoyment.
She dedicated a large portion of her young life to learning one of dancing's most traditional and demanding skills. But it was an understanding of modern social media that contributed to her first big break.
I like to document what I do on my Instagram and take pictures of where I go. For instance, I was in New York, and because I was dancing, I took my pointe shoes with me and took pictures with impressive buildings and this urban setting, which was cool because it's a nice, delicate thing that ballet is in a harsher setting, so it's a nice contrast.
An advertising agency spotted the pictures and cast her in a shoot for a major mobile phone maker. Much of it was shot in Mauritius.
Right now we are at the Château La Bourdonnais. It's a colonial castle and a beautiful location. So this looks nothing like my everyday life. I feel very pampered and quite weird because I'm used to doing things on my own. And I just got noticed doing it and living my passion, which is great. And hard work pays off in the end.
Emily understands there's likely to be bumps in the road before she sees a payoff.
It takes discipline. You have to be very mentally strong to keep doing it. You have lows where you don't feel confident and you keep questioning yourself about why you're doing it. And other times you have these boosts of confidence where you remember why you're doing it and you just love it and you keep going even when you have lows.
Emily's career choice came as a surprise to many people.
So in Mauritius, we have to be very conventional in our educational and career paths. Usually that's what people expect you to do. So the fact that I'm in a dance career, I guess, is very different. I could have maybe gone to a school when I was 14, 15, like as a teenager, abroad, in a specialized school, but my parents would follow what everybody else would, and I don't think I was ready yet to take such a decision for myself. But right now, I'm 24 and I'm being the master of my own ship.
Social media has, to some extent, given her a degree of control over marketing and promoting herself. To that end, she puts a lot of work into making sure that they are the right images she's associated with.
We are at the Albion Lighthouse. It's a very iconic and scenic place in Mauritius. The weather is beautiful today, so I figured we would drop by and enjoy the view. And why not take a few shots for my Instagram? I used to post on Instagram lightly, I would say. I wasn't taking it very seriously, but I figured that getting more exposure through Instagram is always good. I'm putting in a little bit more effort in the shots I'm taking, choosing my captions and hashtags to reach out more people. My goal, I guess, would be to inspire dancers to reach for their dreams. So I guess I hope people will respond to my art, and I'll just keep on working hard and dance.
The first thing that capoeira gave me was this feeling of connection. It has very, very deep African roots in its musicality, in its poetry, in its movement, and in its very sad history. Yay! My Africa is music, movement, and culture. My name is Brian Kasamawango. I'm a capoeira instructor in Nairobi, Kenya. Bamla! Parana, parana, we, parana, 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 gua, parana, parana. People ask this question to me all the time. Is capoeira Brazilian or is it African? Personally, I'm very much of the opinion that it's completely very, very African, but it has very, very strong roots in Brazil.
Brian's first memory of capoeira was as a child, watching TV at home in Kenya.
This feature came on, and I remember being completely transfixed, just watching all this amazing movement and feeling the energy of the music, 9 or 10 years old. And it stuck with me.
By the time Brian attended university in Manchester, he had grown a strong passion for the art form, so much so that he decided to drop his plans of becoming a surveyor and move to Brazil.
Moving to Brazil was a little bit of a shocker, I think, for everybody around me. We come from a very straight and narrow style of education in Kenya. You go to university, you get a degree, and then you come back and work. Like, how could you think of doing anything else?
But Brian was determined to follow his passion for capoeira all the way to South America, where his love for and understanding of the art form only deepened with time.
Capoeira is a 400-year-old Afro-Brazilian martial arts that was created by African slaves in Brazil. So the people who were taken from Africa as slaves to South America, and these are people who survived all of that, who had their culture taken away from them, their identity, their names, their families, everything taken away from them. And this is one of those things that lived through that. A true, what I say, Afro-Brazilian cultural practice. When you're further up north in Brazil, there's a lot of people of color, African people. You feel like you're in a coastal area of Africa. The people there are very, very welcoming, very warm, very musical. That's something that connects us completely. When you're practicing capoeira live, you practice in this circle called a roda. Roda means a wheel, circle. And the birimbau, this instrument here, this is the most important element of the orchestra of capoeira. And it's very important that you have a connection with your instruments, that you tune them, make sure they're in good condition before you go to the roda, because what you play as the capoeira orchestra is directly related to the quality of the game. It's always important, even when there's no roda, revisit your instruments, string them, listen to them, and here we go. Not bad for a first go there, huh? It's pretty clean sound, huh? Return capoeira to its birthplace to strengthen the connection with Africans. How do we get more people involved? Is to have more engagement.
One way that Brian is increasing engagement is through his annual Tandawazi Festival on Kenya's Swahili coast.
So we're currently in the planning stages of the Tandawazi 2019 festival. Oh, looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks very much. Ciao. Tandawazi, which means limitless in Kiswahili. You actually have people flying in from Spain, from France, from Greece, because, you know, who wouldn't want to fly into Nairobi, see the city for a couple of days, and then go down to like Diani Beach, one of the best beaches on the planet, and practice capoeira, have dinner on the beach, and relax and sleep, you know, with the sound of the sea. It's a preservation of culture. So it's moving towards a re-understanding of what Africa is about, what the people of Africa are about. Who are we as a culture? I often like to say that in capoeira you can't hide. Your intentions always come out.
The belly dance has a lot of ballet in their technique. I really don't doubt the decision that I took when I decided to come here to Tunisia and work. It's been like a dream in many ways. My Africa is filled with talents, art and beauty. My name is Amin Ali. I am a professional Oriental dancer from Tunisia.
Belly dancing, sometimes called Oriental dancing, has deep roots in Middle Eastern cultures. Amin Ali is one of the art's leading performers.
Belly dancing, it's actually a lot of styles of dances. For example, in Turkey, they dance one style, Lebanon have another style, and Egypt have another style that I studied. So the Egyptian belly dance is a style that I like mostly, because I feel it's more calm.
Born and raised in Norway, Amina was always connected to her Tunisian heritage through the arts.
I have a Norwegian mother and a Tunisian father. Since my father is Arabic, we hear a lot of Kulthum and Arabic music at our house. So this music was affecting me very positively, and we always danced on weddings, Arabic weddings in Norway.
Although Amina was drawn to belly dance, she originally studied medicine. As her passion for dance grew, Amina turned it into a full-time profession, studying dance in Spain, becoming the leader of a Norwegian dance studio, and eventually moving to Tunisia.
Somebody offered me a contract to dance with live musicians on a restaurant in a period of 2 months. And then I find out that I have the possibility to stay because I'm half Tunisian. So I decided to stay because I love Tunisia and it's an amazing country in many ways.
Since her cross-continental move, Amina has been featured in music videos, Tunisian television, and several concerts. In the midst of performing on stage and on screen, Amina remains focused on teaching belly dance as well.
It's another part of being a belly dancer. To perform and teach is really different things. The belly dance profession, it seems to be very glamorous. It's like a life full of glitter and joy. It's actually not that. You are maybe 30 minutes on stage, but you have 24 hours in a day where you have to do many things. So every day I go to the bank, I go to the tailor, I go to the center to buy fabric. It's so many preparations around the dance. In Tunisia, I feel that most people that I met, musicians and also normal people who doesn't dance, they respect the art so much of Oriental dance. They really see the art as art and not only a cabaret dancer. My mission is to show people that it's art and very good sport for the female body.
Good.